Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You are welcome for the beginning of third term. So let us discuss the revision of last term. And in the last term, we discussed the organization of life. We discussed the organization of life. We are given the meaning of organization of life. That it is the existence of life from the single cell organism or one cell organism or unicellular organism to the many cell organism or multicellular organism, in which each of these multicellular organisms have complex structure, and each of these complex structure perform different functions. So in the last term also, under the organization of life, we discussed the levels of organization of life. We have 4 levels of organization of life. We have cell, we have tissue, we have organ, and we have system. I told you that the cell is the smallest functional structural, is the smallest structural functional unit of life. Then you are given examples of cell that exist as free living organism or single organism or independent organism, which I mentioned amoeba for you. That it is the example. Amoeba is example of organism that exists as single cell organism. Paramecium is another example. Chlamydomonas is another example, and some others. Then among the cells that exist as part of multicellular organism are white blood cell, red blood cell, cones of eyes, rod of eyes, and some others. Then tissues. You are given the definition of tissue also, that the tissue is the combination of similar cells that form a layer and perform a particular function. I also give you example of tissue. That example of tissue in man is what? Is ear. Ear is example of tissue in man. Another one is blood and some others. Then in plant we have sclerenchymal tissues, we have epidermal tissues, and some others in plant. You are also given the meaning of organ. That the organ is the combination of similar tissues that form a layer to perform a to perform functions of life, vital functions of life. Because if you look at the organ, an organ can perform many functions. Example of such is liver. Liver has several functions. It has many functions. So you cannot say that organ perform a particular function, because an organ can perform different function. Liver can perform different function. And liver is a good example of organ. Another example of organ is stomach, heart, lungs, and some others. Then system. I gave you the meaning of system. That system is the combination of several organs. This organ may not be similar. They can be but different organs that combine together to perform vital functions of life. Example of system, we have respiratory system and others. Not to waste our time, go and read your notes. Then in the last term also, we discussed the advantages and disadvantages of complexity in higher organism. So if you look at higher organism are complex because they possess tissues, organ, and system. That is why they were referred to as complex organism. They are complex organism. Then the advantages, among the advantages of complexity in higher organism is that this complexity leads to cellular differentiation. Then another one is that cellular differentiation leads to internal structural specialization. Then another one, it leads to division. Internal structural specialization leads to division of labor and some others. Then disadvantages, if you look at multicellular organism or complex organism, they cannot exist independently. One of the disadvantages of complexity in higher organism is that complexity in higher organism make organism not to exist independently. It makes organism not to exist independently and some others. So because of the time, go and read the advantages and the advantages of complexity in higher organism. Another thing that we discussed in the last term is cell and cell theory. Cell and cell theory. Under cell and cell theory, we discussed about the history of cell. That is the scientists that propound the cell theory, that talk about the cell theory or history of the cell. Among them is Robert Hooke and the others are Matthias Claydon, Felix Dujardin, Theodore Kiwa, Udon von Falco. Go and read the discovery of each of these scientists. Another thing that we discussed in the last term under cell and cell theory is cell theory themselves. That the cell, one of the cell theory is that the cell is the smallest structural functional unit of life. Another one is there is no life apart from the life of cell. Another one is that all cells exist from pre-existing cells and some other theory. Then another thing that we discuss is cytology and ultrastructure of cell. You are being given the meaning of cytology when we are discussing the branches of biology in the first term when you are in SS in the first term. Now, the ultrastructure of life. We discuss the ultrastructure of life in which the scientists rupture the cell to discuss or to study the component or organelles of cells. Go and read the ultrastructure, the cytology and ultrastructure of cell. Another thing that we discussed in the last term is forms in which cell exist. I told you that the form exists in 4 forms. Cell exists in 4 forms. The first one is that cell exists as a single or independent or free living organism. The second one, example of cell that exists as single or free living organism or independent organism is amoeba, paramecium, chlamydomonas and others. Then cell also exists as a colony. Example of colonial organism is volvus, pandorina and some others. Then cell also exists as filament. The example of organism that exists as filament, that is filament is the organism that is the joining of cell end to end in a linear form. A filament is the joining, is an organism that join end to end in a linear form. The example of organism that exists as filament is Spirogyra, Oscillatoria and some others, as you were told in the last term. Then another form in which cell exists is that cell exists as a part of multicellular organisms. Example of such cell that exists as part of multicellular organism, as I told you from at the beginning of this work, at the beginning of this class, is white blood cells, red blood cells, cone of ice, rod of ice. So such cells are also referred to as specialized cells. They are also referred to as specialized cells. They cannot exist as a single organism. They are not single cell. Organism. Then another thing that we discussed in the last time is plant and animal cells. The function of components of cells. You are given the diagram of plant and animal cells, and you are given the component of cell. The function of each of these components of cell were discussed with you vividly. So go and revise the function of each of these components of cells. Now we discuss about the similarities and differences between plant and animal cells. I told you that if you are asked to state differences between plant and animal cells, it is wrong to state differences between plant and animals. Difference between plant and animals is quite different from difference between plant and animal cells. Then similarities between plant and animal cells. Then I told you that if you look at the diagram, you can use the diagram to state the similarities and even the differences between plant and animal cells. You can use the diagram to state or to study the differences and similarity between plant and animal cells. Then another thing that we discussed in the last term is cell and its environment. Under cells and its environment, we discussed the diffusion. The diffusion, which is the movement of molecules or ion, or the movement of fluid, or the movement of liquid and gases. The movement of liquid and gases. The liquid and gases constitute fluid. movement of ions or molecules from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration through the medium of airs and liquids. It does not require semi-permeable membrane. It does not require semi-permeable membrane because it travels through the medium of air or liquids. Then, under this, we discuss the importance of diffusion. Then we discuss the diffusion in living and non-living organisms. That is example of diffusion in living and non-living organisms. Go and revise the example of diffusion in living and non-living organisms. We mean non-living organism, we mean in nature, diffusion in nature. If you look at the hair from our anus, you know what I'm saying, is a part of the nature. It is natural to pass out gas from our anus. That is why it is said that diffusion in nature or non-living organism. Then factor affecting the rate of diffusion, I told you the factor that affecting the rate of diffusion. Also, it is given you as question in your exam to state the factors that affect the rate of diffusion. Factor affecting the, or that can increase the rate of diffusion. That can increase the rate of diffusion, in which high temperature is one, high temperature of heat, then small size of the particles and some others. Then we discuss the experiment to demonstrate diffusion. Also we discuss the importance of diffusion. Go and revise all these things. Then another topic that we discuss is cell and its environment. Or under the cell and its environment, another topic that we discuss under it is osmosis. We discuss the meaning of osmosis. Then after the meaning of osmosis, the meaning of isotonic solution. Example of isotonic solution, as you know, water. Then isotonic solution, example, which is blood. We discuss it. Then we discuss hypertonic solution. The example of hypertonic solution that I told you, examples are sauce solution and sugar solution. Then we discuss the conditions that are necessary for osmosis. Experiment to demonstrate osmosis in living and non-living organisms. Importance of osmosis as well as differences between osmosis and diffusion. We also discuss active transport and endocytosis, and we discuss active transport, endocytosis and exocytosis. Then there has to differentiate between osmosis and diffusion. We go to the definition of both. We use conjunction to join the definition together. What is diffusion now? What is osmosis now? Osmosis is the movement of water molecules from the region of lower concentration or high water potential to the region of higher concentration or low water potential through a semi-permeable membrane until equilibrium is reached. Whereas diffusion is the movement of molecules and ions from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration through the medium of liquids or gases. If you look at osmosis, there is need for semi-permeable membrane, but in the diffusion there is no need for semi-permeable membrane. That is one of the differences between the two. Go and read the meaning, the differences between osmosis and diffusion. That is, go and revise. Then conditions that are necessary for osmosis. Before the conditions that are necessary for osmosis, I discussed the meaning of hypotonic solution, which is the solution of high water potential. That is the solution of low concentration. The solution of low concentration. That is the solution that have high water potential. Example of such solution is water itself. Then isotonic solution. That the solution that is neither, in which the concentration is neither high nor low. Example of such solution is blood. Example of isotonic solution is blood. And also, I'll give you the meaning of hypertonic solution. Go and read the meaning of hypertonic solution also. What is hyper? We mean high concentration, solution of high concentration. Example of such solution and sugar solution. Then conditions that are necessary for osmosis to take place. I gave you the condition 3. I gave you 3 conditions. Go and revise. Then let me remember you one of these conditions is availability of stronger solution. Now, then experiment to demonstrate osmosis. We discussed this, that in experiments I told you that living tissues are used in the experiment to demonstrate osmosis in living organisms, because these living tissues are used as semi-permeable membrane. Example of such tissues are pawpaw, yam, potato, cassava, cocoyam also is there. Then the one that, remember that the one that we use is pawpaw. Also, we discussed the experiment to demonstrate osmosis in non-living organisms in which cellophane paper is used. Also, we discussed the importance of osmosis. Importance of osmosis in animals. One of the importance of osmosis in animals, we are told, is the reabsorption of water in the kidney tubules of man. Then, importance of osmosis in plants is the absorption of root ear cells. Absorption of water by the root ear cells from the soil into the vacuoles of the cortex. Into the vacuole of the cortex. That is importance, one of the importance of osmosis in plants. Then difference between osmosis and diffusion. So look at the definition very well and read and do revision very well. You will see the differences between osmosis and diffusion. So active transport, we are giving the meaning of active transport. The active transport is the process which is responsible for the absorption of the soft mineral salts in the soil from the soil through the roots and stem into the leaf. So this movement against the concentration gradient. Therefore, I told you that active transport is the movement of materials from one medium to the other against the concentration gradient. Against the concentration gradient. What are those materials? The materials are dissolved mineral salts. Diffusion also involves the movement of dissolved mineral salt, but it's from the region of, that of diffusion is from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. But in this case, is the movement of ion from the region of lower concentration, that is the dissolved mineral salt in the soil, you know what I'm saying, to the region of higher concentration. Because where it is going, where this material, this dissolved mineral salt is going, is of higher concentration than that of the dissolved mineral salt. That is, it's going to the cell sap, and the concentration of cell sap is higher than the concentration of dissolved mineral salt. That is why it is said that active transport is the process of movement, is the process by which materials move from one medium to the other against the concentration gradient. Against concentration gradient. We also discuss endocytosis and exocytosis. Then this endocytosis is divided into two. This endocytosis is the in-body or plasma membrane to take in bulk material into the cell, and it is divided into phagocytosis and pinocytosis. So go and revise the meaning of pinocytosis and endocytosis. Then we also discuss Go and divide the meaning of, phagocytosis and pinocytosis. We also discuss the meaning of exocytosis. This is the expansion, which is the expansion of plasma membrane to allow the movement of material out of the cell. We also discuss cell and its environment 3. Under cell and its environment 3, we have plasmolysis. We discuss plasmolysis, experiment on plasmolysis. Then we discuss hemolysis, experiment on hemolysis. We discuss turgidity, experiment. No, we discuss turgidity and placidity. So we discuss experiment on these two because these two are of importance subtopic to discuss under cell and its environment. So if you look, though this one also is very, very important to discuss it. This one also is very, but the most important one are this one, plasmolysis and hemolysis. Then we are given the definition of all, that plasmolysis is the shrinkage of cytoplasmic strand from the cell wall, when the cell is placed in hypertonic solution, or when it is placed in solution of low water potential. Then for this cell to recover, so you take out the cell, you know what I'm saying, from the low water potential solution, that is hypertonic solution, and put it in water, that is high water potential solution. Then the cell will recover again. Then we discuss the experiment on plasmolysis in which pyrogena is used. Also we discuss the meaning of hemolysis, which is the bursting of red blood cell when it is placed in high water potential solution. It is the bursting of red blood cell when it is placed in water. Then turgidity. You are given the meaning of turgidity. You are given the meaning of placidity. This one, placidity, leads to the wilting and eventually death of the plant, because it is the condition in which the plant lost water into the surrounding that it can obtain. This one can lead to the wilting and death of the plant. That is placidity. Turgidity is the process, or is the condition in which the plant cell absorb water until it is fully stressed. Now, after plasmolysis, hemolysis, turgidity, placidity, we discuss energy. You are already familiar with the meaning of energy when you are in GSS. That energy is the ability to do work. Then we are also familiar with forms of energy. Among the forms of energy, we have mechanical energy. Mechanical energy is divided into two. We have potential energy and kinetic energy. Also, we discuss the forms of the conversion of energy. In the energy conversion, I told you that chemical energy in our food should be converted into heat and kinetic energy before it is used to do work, and some other energy conversion. Go and revise the other energy conversion. Then also we discuss the laws of thermodynamics. We have two laws of thermodynamics. The first law states that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can be changed from one form to the other. The energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but can be changed from one form to the other. The second law states that in any energy conversion, there is going to be decrease in the amount of used energy. In any energy conversion, there is going to be decrease in the amount of used energy. That is, after energy conversion, there is no energy that is 100% efficient again. We also discuss the effects of loss of thermodynamic in energy flow. Go and revise it by yourself. The modes of nutrition are already familiar with the modes of nutrition when you are in DSS. Among the mode of nutrition, we have autotrophic mode of nutrition, we have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Under heterotrophic mode of nutrition, we have saprophytic mode of nutrition, we have symbiotic nutrition, we have holozoic nutrition, and we have parasitic nutrition and some others. Chemosynthetic nutrition also is there, insectivorous nutrition and some others. Now, what we want to discuss now, other mode of discussion, what we discussed in the last term, vividly, other mode of nutrition is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. I told you the meaning of photosynthesis. Then, you are given the features of photosynthesis. You are given the mechanism or reaction of photosynthesis. The importance of photosynthesis is also given you. Go and revise everything for the purpose of this term exam and your WAEC. Allah will assist you. Your WAEC and for your WAEC and NECO. Not only WAEC, NECO also is there. Go and revise all these things for your WAEC and NECO. Then, I told you the factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. Among these factors is sunlight, carbon dioxide, UV, water, concentration of iron, oxygen, and some others. Hormone also is there and some others. Go and do revision by yourself. Then, among these factors, I mentioned about 8 factors for you. Then I told you that among these factors, there are 4 that are necessary for photosynthesis. That absence of any of these 4 can debunk the process of photosynthesis. That photosynthesis process cannot take place in the absence of any of these 4 conditions. One of these conditions is sunlight. The second one is chlorophyll. The third one is water. The last one is carbon dioxide. If any of these conditions is absent, photosynthesis can never take place. Go and take note of the conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis and factors that are affecting the rate of photosynthesis. You know what I'm saying? There is difference between the conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis and factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. Though all the conditions that are necessary for the photosynthesis can also affect the rate of photosynthesis, but not all the factors that can affect the rate of photosynthesis are necessary for photosynthesis. Take note of that. Now, so before the end of this class, I want you to revise the experiments on the conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis. And if you look at the photosynthesis, you will discover that the purpose of photosynthesis is to form or to manufacture food for the plant. It's for the formation of glucose. It's for the formation of glucose, or you can say manufacture food for the plants. And the byproduct is oxygen. The byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. Then if you look at these byproducts, you know what I'm saying? It is responsible for respiration. So after which we've revised the experiments on the conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis, then also make sure that you read experiments to demonstrate that oxygen is given off as byproduct of photosynthesis. This is the end of the revision of last work. Inshallah, in the next week, we will start the work of this term. So Allah will assist you. Now, assignment. Mention the conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis. Mention the conditions that are necessary for photosynthesis. And also state 5 conditions that affecting the rate of photosynthesis but not necessary for photosynthesis to take place. Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wassalamu ala al-mursalin, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.